We're here today in Las Vegas with a very underrated lens in my opinion, the Nikon 40mm f2. Let's go for a walk around Vegas, and I think we're going to do some early morning, 7:30 a.m. product photography right down there. That's the real Eiffel Tower. They brought it from Paris. Oh, my mic is on the front. The art in my room might get this video demonetized. While we walk through the casino, I have a huge offer for you. 65% off my new Taylor Jackson Method course. It's everything I do to capture both photography and a highlight video on a wedding day. This changed my business completely. It doubled my sales, both in terms of dollar amounts, but also in terms of number of bookings. So if you're looking for a way to make photography your career, I highly recommend this. It comes with a lot of bonuses if you get in on the launch special, plus a 100% money back guarantee. If you get it and you didn't find it as helpful as you were expecting, send me an email. My email is here on the screen, and I'll send your money back. Now, back to the lens. How well does the GoPro audio get rid of this music that's playing? So the version of this lens that I have, it comes in two versions. It comes in the regular version, but it also comes in this fancy retro format. And I originally got the retro format because this went on my Nikon ZF. I have since sold the ZF, and I'm borrowing the Z6 III from Nikon USA. So the video is not sponsored by them. I just asked to use body because I showed up, but turns out we got some work to do here in Vegas this week. Who's your friend? That's the CEO of NVIDIA. I'm kidding, it's not. I have no idea who anyone is this week. Wow, it's windy though. I don't want to lose my special hat. Beautiful. Fake grass, fake tree probably, fake bush. Real pole, real metal pole. Real bus, real car, it's the real Planet Hollywood. Too many speakers in this world. How do you feel about a foliage shallot at the field example? Wow, right? How about one of these poles? Incredible. But as you can see, the highlights in the background really kind of feel nice. I'm not seeing as much of some of the Tamron lenses that I review. You almost see like a one-quarter mist filter style look from them at f2. And this lens, with these cars going by, it really doesn't look too much like there's a mist filter on it. There's enough, it's softening. We'll take some pictures of Jeff and we'll see what it looks like with a real life human. Here he is, here's the boy of clicks. He's on his way, he's approaching. Hi.
Greetings.
Are you Jeff Guideway of Clicks?
Maybe. Who's asking?
Steve. All the video footage you're seeing from this camera is straight out of camera. I'm using the automatic picture profile mode, and usually I would add my CL LUT to it, and this is what the footage will look like, but for the sake of just showing you what this lens is capable of, I'm going to leave it a little bit more in automatic. I'm not shooting an N-Log or a neutral profile, which I would shoot neutral profile had this been a wedding day, but out here, it's not a wedding day. It might be a wedding day. I don't know if I can find a wedding. It'd be kind of cool. We did bring this to a wedding though, and here is what this lens looks like at a wedding. As you can see on the lens, no buttons, no anything. You can control it all within your camera. You do have a focus ring here, which is nice, but you don't have a second ring. You don't have the control ring like other lenses do, and I am fine with that because I actually don't use the control ring or any buttons on my lens at all. Maybe if I was shooting sports, I would set that button to go into APS-C crop mode, but I usually just have that set up to the front FN button. I don't know if you can see it, but the FN button that's down here on my ring finger. I'm also just using this in autofocus F, which is full automatic-ish autofocus. I'm sometimes tapping to override. When I was doing some videos of Jeff's clicks, I was tapping on the spacebar so that I had something to focus on. But if you just let it do whatever it wants, it's going to prioritize a person. But on the Z6 III and any other Nikon current camera, the autofocus is really good. It absolutely keeps up with the industry leaders, and I am very, very happy with it. And one other thing that I'm very happy that Nikon has is an automatic subject detection mode, which means if you are aiming your lens at a person, it's going to prioritize that person. But if a dog enters the scene and you're trying to get a close-up portrait of that dog, it's automatically going to switch. It's something that Sony has just introduced into the A1 Mark II, but it's been a Nikon for a little while now. I would say that one of the standout factors with this lens, at least for me, is the fact that it's so small. So the 35 1.8 or the 50 1.8S or the 1.4 non-S are all amazing lenses, but for me, I kind of prioritize smallness over maybe a little bit of bonus image quality. With the S versions, you're getting more weather sealing and you're getting a lens that's a lot more prepared for whatever random elements that you could encounter. But for myself as primarily a wedding photographer, it doesn't really matter that much, because if it's raining, I'm probably not gonna have the couple outside and I'm probably not going to have to do those photos. And here we have the Ross Dress for Less Museum of Illusions. What could that be? I think I solved it. I think it's two different businesses. It's Ross Dress for Less and also the Museum of Illusions. I'm not using an ND filter on this lens today, which means my frame rate might be a little bit too high. And surprisingly, most of the LED boards in Vegas are really good at high frame rate. You'll notice that the Prada sign here behind me definitely does the when you're shooting too high a frame rate, your LEDs will go on and off, and that is the only thing that I've noticed, at least on the back of the LCD, that's going crazy like that. And if you ever do want to solve that problem and you're in North America, set your shutter speed to 1/60 of a second, and usually it goes away. If you're in other countries that are in a PAL format, Europe, Japan, 1/50 of a second usually makes it go away as well. Sometimes that does suck if you're shooting 60 frames a second or 120 frames a second, but today, no problem at all. And what else is crazy is this is an F1 racetrack now. You can see the corner through here. Pretty nuts. Another crazy thing, so I was working here a lot in 2008, and up here, these two buildings that are a little slanty and yellow are called Crystals. And you could buy a 1-bedroom condo on the Strip in 2008 when the economy went to crap. I think it was $179,000 US. And I was pretty young at the time, and I knew it was gonna be that missed opportunity of a lifetime. And I still, to this day, wish that I would have had the capital to invest in property out here. Cosmopolitan, the hotel I'm staying at, was also meant to be condos, but I don't think they sold, so they ended up converting it into a hotel. And now it's probably my favorite hotel on the Strip because you get a balcony, which is really nice. It's pretty loud music. I hope that doesn't pick up. I revised my previous statement. So on some light sources, it does give that mist effect, very, very subtle. But for people in photographing weddings, I am happier having that than something that's super clinically sharp. I feel like it just gives your photos a little bit more character and makes them feel a little bit more painterly, which means that the tones blend very, very nicely together. Let's go to Aria. It's an Instagram entrance if I've ever seen one. Get that vape in there. Oh yeah, we got special effects today. Up until this point, I've been shooting everything at f2, and now because it's getting a little bit brighter, I'm going to go down to f4, and video footage starting right now on clip number, let's see, I can't do both, 1 second. Starting at clip DC5271.mov, which was that shot of the Aria entrance. Yeah. That one, if you can see it. Now we're going to f4, and also controversy point. I don't usually use ND filters when I'm doing hybrid photo video wedding days because I'm doing photography as a primary usually. And if I was to use an ND filter, unfortunately, my shutter speed would always be a little bit weird for photography, so I don't use them. And if I'd noticed that anything's a little bit glitchy, like you've probably been noticing that the car is going by, maybe it's been a little bit glitchy when my shutter speed's been too high. If that is a concern, there is a plugin called Reel Smart, R-E-E-L, Smart Motion Blur. I'll just drop on the clip, and it emulates motion blur in a pretty accurate way. It's not gonna be exactly as though you shot it correctly, but gets you pretty close for those maybe 1 or 2 clips in a wedding day that look a little bit glitchy because you shot them at 1/1000 of a second. Now let's do a GoPro versus Nikon Z6 III, the 40f2 10-bit behind me here. I know the field of view is gonna be a little bit different, but hopefully you can see the quality improvement over this GoPro here. That shot was also at f2. Now, for real, we're going to f4 at Balenciaga. You can come here to get your IV drip if you get too hungover, and they nurse you back to healthy life. I actually put all these crystals together myself. F2 versus F4 versus F8. I'm going to give you F8 as well. And comparison, showing the corners, showing just the general sharpness at 100%. You are watching this through a YouTube video, so it will be compressed in the video, but hopefully it gives you an idea of what it looks like at the different f-stops. I should also mention, here we are back in the balcony. I should also mention that all of the footage you're going to see, the videos, are all handheld, obviously. I'm just going for a walk with the camera. And there it is, super underrated lens for Nikon, the 40mm f2 in terms of size, portability, and just quality overall. I am very, very happy I got this lens. Comes in two varieties, comes in the retro variety if you have the Nikon ZF and you want something to match, or it comes in the more standard Nikon Z look, or Z, depending on which country you're from. I'm in America today, so I'm gonna call it Z. And don't forget to get in on the Taylor Jackson Method course, crazy intro special with a big discount, as well as a ton of bonuses, a crazy amount of bonuses even. Link down below if you want to make this the year that you go full-time in wedding photography.